Okay. We're going to try this again. Maybe I can read right and not choke on air. Hold on tight is the name of the next chapter. The next day, Thea marched into my office. Listen up, miserable mousie, she announced. I've got the answer to all of your problems. I looked up from my desk. My sister was grinning at me like she had just swallowed 10 grilled cheese sandwiches. Uh-oh, I thought. That look could only mean one thing. Thea had some crazy and mysterious scheme up her sleeves. My sister loves adventures. She probably wanted to take me rock climbing, or even worse, skydiving. Before I could squeak, she grabbed me by the paw. Come on, sad sack, she cried, dragging me out of the office. A few minutes later, I found myself sitting on the back of Thea's motorcycle. Did I mention my sister is a bit of a daredevil? She loves fast bikes, fast cars, and fast boats. In fact, the only thing she doesn't like fast is her food. Those McWrap burgers can be a little hard on the rodent stomach. Now I shut my eyes tight as we roared down the road. Hold on tight, Thea shrieked happily. The wind whipped by us. When we stopped, I stared down at my fur. It was a tangled mess. It would take me weeks to comb through it. Oh, how I hated motorcycles. Just then, I sniffed the air. I looked around. We were parked in a dark and smelly alley. My sister pushed me off the bike and into a small doorway. Someone is waiting for you. On the 10th floor, she told me. You'll have to take the stairs. There's no elevator. I'll wait down here with the bike. What could I do? I had to go. My sister was only trying to help. Maybe I would meet a friendly psychiatrist on the 10th floor, or a beautiful female mouse that got me thinking about the Countess. Sobbing, I began to cry. Oh. Next chapter. Madame Love Doctor. I reached the 10th floor out of breath. My heart was beating wildly in my chest. A sign on the door in front of me read, Madame Love Doctor. Suddenly, it all became clear. My sister was sending me to a fortune teller. Yes, some wacky mouse who claims to tell the future. I groaned. I didn't have time for this. Mumbo jumbo. I had my whole day planned out. First, I would feel sorry for myself. Then I would cry me a river of tears. Then I would float home and cry some more. Yes, I had an important schedule to keep. I was about to leave when the door opened with a creak. I caught sight of a dusty room. It smelled like incense and burning candles. Come in, said a feeble voice. I've been waiting for you. How strange, I thought. Could have sworn I had heard the voice before, but before I could figure it out, the voice continued. Come in, Mr. Stilton, it murmured, and bring your broken little heart with you. I froze. How did she know my name? And how did she know about the Countess? In the corner of the room, I saw a strange figure. She was wearing a long flowing dress. Her head was covered by a faded handkerchief. The room was so dark I couldn't make out her face. The fortune teller pushed me into a chair. Then she uncovered a crystal ball. I almost giggled. Maybe next she would try to read the lines on my paws. It was all so very silly. I wanted to leave, but right then the fortune teller began to whisper. I see roses. A whole van of roses, she murmured. And chocolates. Gourmet cheese-flavored chocolates. Yum, yum. My jaw hit the ground. My blood ran cold. My fur stood up in shock. Did this rodent really have magical powers? The fortune teller snickered with delight. I guess she likes surprising her clients. Roses aren't enough. Neither are chocolates, she went on. You need much more to win over this mouth, Geronimo. Oh my God. I blinked. Geronimo, I remember. How very strange. Why did this rodent seem so familiar to me? She coughed, then continued. Are you willing to do anything to make your true love fall at your paws? She asked. Hope made my heart beat faster. I nodded. Yes. So hard that my eyes rattled in my fur. I leaned closer. The fortune teller told me I needed to do something extraordinary. Something no mouse had ever done before. Something so amazing it would make me famous. Then Stephanie von Sugarfur would be sure to notice me. I scratched my head. Something amazing, I stammered. But I'm just an average mouse. I run a newspaper. I'm not an explorer. The fortune teller took a closer look at her crystal ball. But I see that some very clever rodents want you to go on a trip with them. You must go. It will be an amazing success, she predicted. I chewed my whiskers. I was planning on sulking in front of the TV set all weekend. Still, my family would be so happy if I joined them on their trip. Do you really think it'll work? I asked. Of course, you cheese brain, she shrieked. Madam Love Doctor knows all. Now go home, pack your suitcase, and be off. Then she held out her fleshy paw. By the way, that'll be $200. I nearly fell off my chair. $200? What a business. Maybe I should buy my own crystal ball. I could be rich. As if in a dream, I took out my wallet, quicker than a cat with a ball of yarn, and snatched up the cash. I headed out the door, and don't forget to play it cool. The fortune teller called after me. I stopped. Now, where had I heard those words recently? Before I could remember, a paw grabbed my shoulder. It was Thea. How did it go? She asked. I told her what the fortune teller had said. About the roses, about the chocolates, and about the amazing trip that would make me famous. So I guess I will go with you, I finished. For some reason, Thea didn't look too surprised. We roared off on her bike. Hang on to your whiskers, my sister cried. I was hanging on to more than just my whiskers. I was hanging on for dear life. We're off. Next chapter. Minutes later, we reached the airport. Thea had refused to stop at my place for my suitcase. She was afraid I would change my mind. Plus, she said, I take too long packing. I don't know why. Don't all rodents sort their clothes by color, size, and fabric? Benjamin was already waiting for us at the airport. Trap showed up a few minutes later. Don't leave without me, he panted out of breath. Thea was already giving instructions to the mechanics. Did I tell you my sister flies her own plane? A pink one with flowers. She's totally into it. She can do loops. She can do spins. She can even fly upside down. Last year, she won Mouse Island's Fearless Fur Flight competition. It was amazing to watch, but I was happy when she landed in one piece. As for me, I'm afraid to fly. Mice look like tiny ants when you're up in the sky. My teeth began to chatter just thinking about taking off. Maybe we should wait until tomorrow, I stammered, looking nervously at Thea's plane. My sister rolled her eyes. Get over it, Gary Barry. She scowled. You're such a scaredy mouse. She turned to greet all of her friends. Hey there, Squeaks. How's it going, Sniffer? She called. The male rodent stopped and stared when Thea went by. I wish I had her luck when it came to love. My sister had more admirers than a mouse who had just won the lottery. Just then, a furry rodent wearing a parachuting outfit approached. Thea, would you like to go for a jump together? He stammered, blushing. My sister giggled and fluttered her eyelashes. Sounds fabulous, she muttered sweetly, but I can't today. The parachutist shot me a dirty look. I guess he thought I was Thea's date for the day. I felt sorry for him. I knew exactly how he felt, rejected with a capital R. Thea took that moment to pass on some advice. Actually, it was the same old advice I'd been listening to for days. See, she whispered, you have to play it cool. Then you'll be irresistible. I was thinking about what Thea had said when a paw stroked my shoulder. Geronimo, a high-pitched voice cooed. It was Stephanie von Sugarfur. My heart beat wildly, so much for playing it cool. I would ask her out to dinner. I would ask her to the movies. I would ask her to marry me. Excited, I turned around. But instead of seeing Stephanie's sweet snout, I was staring right into my cousin Trap. He threw his arms around me and began to kiss the air. Hey, hey, hey! My annoying cousin snickered. Gary Barry, you are just so easy to fool. What a total nincompoop. I would kick his butt too. Next chapter. I'm not feeling too good. I climbed into the plane with shaky paws. I checked my seatbelt buckle 10 times. I located the nearest exit. I made sure there was an inflatable life raft under my seat. Up, up, and away, Thea squeaked as the plane's wheels left the ground. My claws dug into the seat. I really do hate flying. Maybe even more than I hate picking blue cheese sandwiches. Oh, pickling blue cheese sandwiches. Ooh. I mean, why would you ruin a delicious cheese with pickle juice? Oh, well, that must be a delicacy for them. Trap's voice broke into my thoughts. Thea, how long have you been flying? He smirked. 2 days? A week? It doesn't look to me like you can do any tricks. Thea turned to glare at my cousin. How dare you? She shrieked. Minutes later, the plane soared straight into the sky, then dove down in a loop. I covered my eyes with my paws. Oh, no tricks, I cried. But as usual, no one was listening to me. That's it, Trap shouted. That's the whole show. Thea was fuming. I opened my eyes long enough to see steam pouring from her ears. Before I knew it, we were rolling through the air. Then Thea put the plane into a tailspin. I thought I was going to lose my lunch. I'm not feeling too good, I murmured in a whisper. I grabbed an air sickness bag. Behind me, Trap kept squealing away. Really, that's all you can do, Thea? He scoffed. Maybe you should step aside. I bet I can fly this thing with my eyes closed. By now, my eyes were sealed shut. Oh, why did I get into the plane with these two nuts? I should have known this would happen. My sister and my cousin are like mold and cheese. They're just not good together. Here comes the best part, the death loop. My sister squeaked. I began to sob. The plane flipped in the air again, and then again. Yippee! Shouted my sister. Big deal, stammered Trap. I didn't say a word. Instead, I fainted. Trap brought me back by holding a piece of smelly cheese under my nose. Please, no more, I cried, still shaking. Oh, don't be such a coward, Geronimoid. My sister scowled. We're almost there anyways. Minutes later, we dropped down onto the runway. Tears sprung to my eyes, but this time they were tears of joy. I was alive. I think I'm going to stop here. And the next chapter we'll pick up on is Risky Rodent Travel. All right. Everybody have a fun night. Bye. Oh, push the button.